Should I be making Roth or traditional 401k contributions, or should I be doing backdoor Roth conversions? Now, these are two questions that come up frequently when putting together financial plans. And in this video, we are cutting through the confusion around Roth contributions and conversions. The good news is that you're not picking between good and bad. You are choosing between good and better. Even if you don't make the absolute best choice at the end, making contributions into retirement accounts is still a smart move for most people. Now, let's just say you're in your peak earning years. You'll want to consider making more of your contributions into a tax-deferred account. Now, if you're in a lower tax bracket, meaning you're not making as much money, you'll want to flip that and make more contributions into a Roth account type. Unfortunately, it's not as simple as it sounds. There are some exceptions. Actually, there are a lot of exceptions. So let's break it down. Now, the biggest factor in deciding between Roth versus tax-deferred contributions is who will spend that money and what will their tax bracket be when they begin making distributions. And this is where you'll want to focus on tax rates and not tax amounts. Most experts would agree that you should focus on paying taxes on the seed instead of the harvest, but it's not that simple. What really matters is making sure your tax rate at withdrawal is lower than your tax rate at the time that you began making contributions. Now, let's take a look at some real world cases. If you are in, let's just say, the 12% tax bracket and your kids are going to be in the 35% tax bracket, then making a Roth contribution is going to make a whole lot more sense because it's going to save your family a lot more money in taxes down the road. Now, if you're feeling very generous and you're planning on leaving money behind a charity, Roth conversions is probably not the best idea because charities don't pay taxes. So why prepay Uncle Sam? And if you're one of those lucky people that still has access to a pension plan, if you have rental income or big taxable accounts, filling your lower tax bracket, Roth is likely your best option. And if you're still not sure, just go ahead and split the difference. Some people put half in their Roth accounts and half in their traditional accounts to cover their bases. It is not the perfect strategy, but it's gonna prevent you from regretting not making contributions at the end of the day. Now, if you are one of those lucky people where early retirement is attainable, you might have a few years before Social Security kicks in. You'll want to use that time to strategically do Roth conversions up to the top of your current tax bracket. Last but not least, do not forget about state taxes. If you're moving from a high state tax like New York to a tax-free state like Florida, that would probably argue against doing a Roth now. But if you're moving from a low state tax like Texas to a high state tax like California, you might want to lock in those lower tax rates right now. And here's the bottom line. There is no one size fits all rule. Think about who will use the money and when, and focus on tax rates. And if all else fails, just split the difference.